Thank you very much, and good morning. One of the most important things about the culmination of this process was that the finance minister needed to own the decision and make the announcement first. This process has been about freeing the finance minister from extortion. We can now proceed with the budget without also having to talk about legislation that has already been passed by Parliament. This is what this has been about. We cannot hold budgets hostage to other political priorities that have nothing to do with appropriation. None of us were happy about the VAT increase. But I said on the 19th of February, repeatedly, that there will be no culmination to this process where nobody takes tough decisions. The VAT is 0.05% of a 2.6 trillion rand budget. 0.05%. Political parties are sitting in court because a majority to sit in a room and discuss matters that relate to the budget and the budget only is not there. We must not succumb to misinformation and the disinformation that has happened over the last 2 months. The finance minister is now free to do his job. The law says Parliament must approve or amend the budget.
What this moment teaches us, importantly, is that we will have to be a government in constant communication and talking to each other, not past each other. And there is no constructive conversation that's going to take place in a court of law. There is no constructive conversation that is going to reach us at the point of resolving our problems if we continue seeing the kind of big brother syndrome that characterizes some of the behavior that is out there.
We celebrate more than just the scrapping of an unjust tax. The reversal of the VAT increase is a victory that belongs to you, the people of South Africa, and to our maturing multi-party democracy. At no point can South Africans or their democratic institution be asked to pay for cheap political point-scoring aspirations. As the famous African proverb says, when the elephant fights, it is the grass that suffers.
The Democratic Alliance indicated that they will vote for the VAT increase if a certain port was privatized, if the NHI was removed, if the Bella Act was removed. So the DA was going to vote for VAT increase had the ANC and the GNU parties agreed to be extorted by them. From the onset, the PAC firmly rejected any tax policy that burdens the poor. Instead, we constantly called for bold and practical structural reforms to address systematic corruption, administrative inefficiency, and elite tax evasions. Today, the outcome is a direct result of the pressure, clarity, and commitment brought forward by progressive forces in these engagements.
I promised on the day when we voted that as Build One South Africa will do everything we can to make sure that the 0.5% does not go ahead. And I want to affirm that that began an extensive process. It began a process at which, through the African National Congress, we're able to engage and share some of these thoughts and these questions. We're able to speak to National Treasury and put proposals about how we can raise revenue and make sure that ultimately, when we go to the second part of the budget, which is part of the Appropriations Committee, a committee I chair, that when we look at the Division of Revenue Bill and the Appropriations Bill, we would be able to amend, using the Money Bills and Related Matters Act, to alleviate wasteful expenditure, do the appropriate reviews, and ensure that we never get around to the increase of 0.5%.
And let us all be clear that this is also not a result of litigation or political grandstanding. it is a result of us all here today present putting our country first. So I hope that as we leave here today, and as our political and as our democracy mature, that the lesson that we've learned out of this is that we must at all times put the people of South Africa first and not our political parties.